Alright, what is going on, guys? So we have a pretty crazy video today. This is the content creator program video for Doctor Doom, one of the most anticipated characters ever in this game, right? We've been waiting so long to get Doctor Doom. He's finally here, and we got a good video planned for today. So before we get started, I just want to confirm the rumors of his prestige. So Doctor Doom's prestige at SIG 200 as a 5-star is actually 10,850. That's legit. That's his actual prestige. So that means this guy is by far the highest prestige character in the game as a 5-star. At least I'm not sure what it is as a 6-star, but I would assume it's pretty darn good. But yeah, highest prestige as a 5-star. Like, he blows Thor Ragnarok just out of the water, like by over 100, more than 100 points. Like, it's ridiculous. So highest prestige in the game for sure. Now, one question I want to ask you guys is when we get access to these new characters, I can live stream some testing, or, I can usually do what I've been doing and just make videos. Let me know what you guys would prefer because, let me know. Going forward, it's good to have that feedback. Personally, the reason why I don't usually stream is just because I've been playing Doctor Doom for the last 2 hours just about, and, my thoughts went from here to here to here to here to here to here to here. Like, I've so much thoughts been going on. My opinions changed on him a bunch. Like, I don't like to really make a video until I have like some precise thoughts that I can really lay out for you guys. So yeah, let me know your feedback on that. But let's get into his abilities. So he's got a lot of stuff going on, kind of complicated. It really takes a little bit of getting used to. First, let's talk about the stats and synergies though. So attack is 1600, not too bad there. His health 15,000, not too bad. But then when we get down here, his block proficiency is 69%, which is pretty solid. But the critical rating is 11%. And when I saw that, I was like, wait, what? 11%? That is very low. On average, you're looking at like 18 to 20%. Like some champs that have higher is like 25% up in that area. 11%, that's low. And the critical damage rating 188, usually one above 200. That's also on the low side. So not sure what's going on there. But to talk about, or actually let's touch on the synergies real quick. So a very interesting synergy is called I Answer to No One. It's just Doctor Doom. He has it by himself. Attack rating is increased by 10% for each knocked out team member. When I first read it, I'm like, huh, that's interesting. But, this actually does have a use, Let's say you're in some endgame content, and there's a tough boss. You throw your whole team at him first and save Doctor Doom for last, because that way, once your whole team is KO'd, if you don't have the boss down yet, use Doom, you have plus 40% attack. So, I mean, synergy, it's alright. And he has it with himself, so not like you have to bring someone else for it. And then, so with Annihilus and Diablo, heavy attacks are guaranteed critical hits while the opponent's suffering from a stagger effect. So this is one way to get in some more crits. I guess if you use one of these synergies, I don't have Annihilus or Diablo even above 4 stars, so I couldn't bring this to like Act 6 or something. It's not like I'd bring these guys to Alliance War for this synergy, so yeah, it's a good synergy, but... And then we have with MODOK and Red Skull, Doctor Doom gains plus 15% perfect block chance. It's actually not bad, but I can't see bringing that like to the Alliance War or something again. And then we have with Reed Richards and Dr. Octopus, Dr. Doom's Shock and Incinerate debuffs have plus 20% increased potency. This is not too bad, and this could actually be useful with Reed. Like, I could see bringing them together maybe depending on his abilities and his synergy and everything. So it's not too bad. And then with Doctor Strange and Symbiote Supreme, we have activating the aura of Haazareth. I think that's how you say that. I'm not entirely sure. Has a 50% chance to purify all degeneration, poison, incinerate, bleed, and cold snap debuffs. So this synergy is very good if you're running suicides. Highly recommend if you're going to be running suicides. And then we have one with an unknown champion called Cosmic Overload. Each time the Aura of Haazareth is activated, Doom taps into the power Cosmic, gaining a random buff for 8 seconds. Fury, increased attack rating by 50%. Power rate, increased power rate by 15%. Or Armor Up, increased armor rating by 50%. So this is a pretty good synergy because you're activating the Aura of Haazareth quite a bit. I'm guessing this is Silver Surfer. Let me know if you guys think that's Silver Surfer as well. That'll be a pretty solid synergy. And then with Morningstar here, successful nullifies deal a burst of energy damage equal to 20% of Doom's attack. That sounds like a decent synergy. And then just attack rating with all the Fantastic Four, which is good because, you know, if you're rocking Reed with this synergy up here, you know, then you also get some attack rating. And I'm sure Reed Richards will have a synergy with Dr. Doom as well. So that's probably a pretty good synergy duo there. Now let's talk about the actual abilities. So the Awakened ability, after reading this, I was like, okay, well, he doesn't really need to be awakened. So the Awakened ability, whenever Doom nullifies a power gain buff, he receives one for himself, granting 20% of his max power over 3 seconds. Like, that's nice, but definitely not needed to play this character. And then, so the percentage, so you can see that little green number says 100%, so that'll be as you increase his SIG level. That's the only thing that's going to go up. If the opponent isn't already shocked, whenever Doom nullifies any buff, they have a 100% chance to be inflicted with a shock debuff, dealing 491 direct energy damage over 6 seconds. This isn't that really big of a deal because you're applying shock debuffs all the time just through medium attacks. So yeah, it really doesn't need to be awakened, but for that prestige, you know, I'm sure a lot of people will be getting him to SIG 200, probably myself included. Then we have Titanium Armor. Doom's resilient armor protects him, granting immunity to armor break, armor shatter, and shock effects. So as far as immunities go, not the best, but a better than nothing. I was hoping for some, you know, bleed, poison immunities, or something, you know, just to make him better with suicides. But, you know, that's better than nothing. It could be a good option for shock nodes and such, and just not being immune, or being immune to armor break is pretty nice, but it also might make him a pain on defense. This guy might be a pretty good defender, man. So basic attacks, if the opponent isn't already shocked, medium attacks inflict a shock debuff, dealing 163 direct energy damage over 2 seconds. So yeah, that's how you apply shock, just with the medium attack if they're not already shocked. Super easy to do, right? And then while charging a heavy attack, if the opponent is within striking distance and suffering from a shock, their shock effects are removed and replaced with a passive stun for 0.6 seconds. This can't trigger during the opponent's special attacks. Landing a heavy attack has a 100% chance to stagger the opponent for 10 seconds. A staggered enemy for their next buff nullified. So basically what this means is Dr. Doom has a similar chaining heavy mechanic as Wasp does. So, you know, you do a medium attack, you apply a shock debuff, and then as long as you are close enough to the opponent, you can just go for a heavy attack. They'll put a passive stun on them, your heavy attack will land, and then that you will apply a stagger. So that's pretty much how you apply stagger to Dr. Doom. It's really easy to chain. And again, with that one synergy with Diablo and Annihilus here, it's really easy to get off heavy attacks. So this can make them critical if the opponent, I think it's only if they have a stagger. Yeah, if they already have a stagger effect. So it's a good way to get off some crits, and it's also guaranteed crit. And it's also, what also it does is for Dr. Doom is it makes him good for the Aegis heavy node in Alliance War, because you can get off these heavy attacks very easily. It is a 1-part heavy though, so it would only remove 1 Aegis heavy charge at a time. But it's good because it's guaranteed to land, right? So moving on to the next of his abilities, so we have the Aura of Haazareth. So the Aura of Haazareth can't trigger while Doom is suffering from a slow or petrified debuff and is paused during his special attacks. So that's the only way you're not able to activate it, is if you have a slow or a petrified debuff, and that's not too common of debuffs to get on yourself, so you'd be pretty good on that front. While active, Special 1 and Special 2 are unblockable and grant no power, so that means the opponent won't gain any power from them. Light attacks grant no power and steal 3% of the opponent's current power, gaining 200% of the power stolen. So this is really nice, dude. This is really nice, and there's a nice way to chain this to really keep the opponent's power locked down, which we'll talk about once we get to some gameplay. Contact with the opponent has a 30% chance to nullify up to 1 buff, which is nice. And Doom becomes unstoppable and stun immune against the last hit of incoming Special 1, Special 2, and heavy attacks. Additionally, damage received from this hit can't exceed 5% of the opponent's attacks. A little bit of a safeguard mechanic there. I haven't really had a situation where I've used this yet, but you know, it's not bad. Just a bit of a safety net. So now let's talk about his specials. So the Special 1, possibly his most powerful special here. The Aura of Haazareth is activated for 6 seconds. This will not trigger if the aura was already active. The first hit of this attack steals 10% of each full power bar the opponent has, and Doom gains 200% of the power stolen, capping at a maximum of 2 bars of power. The amount of power stolen is increased by a flat plus 10% for each full power bar the opponent has. Each beam hit has a 100% chance to nullify up to 1 buff. So the L1's a great way to nullify some buffs off the opponent and also steal a ton of power. So a very good way to play Doctor Doom is you actually want the opponent to gain power. You don't want to use your special one when they have like no power or like just a bar. Ideally, if you can actually push the opponent to full power bar, 3 full power bars, man, push them to the red and drop your special one. Now the great thing is your special one is unblockable. So if you push him to a special 3 and then he's holding his block, you can just drop your L1, let it go, man. You're gonna activate the aura. It's gonna be unblockable, and you're gonna get like you're gonna go shoot up to 2 bars of power instantly. It's some crazy power gain. It's great, man. It's really great because the more power they have, the more you're stealing, and the more you steal, you get 200% of what you steal. So, but it caps at 2 bars. So it is great, man. It is great. That's how you want to use a special one there. And then so the special 2, this has no power control. This is all about the damage. So each beam hit has a 100% chance to inflict an incinerate debuff, each dealing 2200 direct damage over 5 seconds. And I think there's 3 beam hits, so that's 3 of those debuffs. So yeah, the L2 is really just for damage. And then so the L3, 100% chance to inflict a passive stun for 2 seconds. A passive stun. So what that means is it's pretty much a guaranteed stun. The opponent's going to be stunned. Even if a Mordo, you can still go in. So after the special 3, you always have a guaranteed in, which is super duper nice, man. Really, really nice. And the aura of Haazareth is activated for 12 seconds, and Doom gains a Fury buff, granting 2100 attack rating for the duration of the aura, max 2 stacks. This will always refresh in a maximum duration, whether or not the aura was already active. So that's nice. So use special 3, and this activates. And that Fury is pretty good. It's pretty good for this is a rank 3 champion. So this is Fury buff's gonna increase as you rank him up and everything, of course. And then yeah, so basically the cycle that you want to do is L1, right? Push him this 3 bars. L1, you're gonna shoot up to like 2 bars of power. You're gonna be in the aura. And then while you're in the aura, your light attacks grant no power and steal 3% of the opponent's current power. So you're going to want to go like medium, light, 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 light. 4 light attacks. You're going to be stealing a bunch of power. You're going to get to your L3. Boom. Drop your L3. They're going to be stunned. You're going to go medium, 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 light, 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 light. Again, 4 light attacks. You're going to steal a bunch more power. Then you're going to get up to special 1. You're going to drop that special 1. And if they have a lot of power, you're going to steal a bunch of it. It's going to shoot you up to an L2. You're going to drop that L2. You're still going to have your Fury active from the L3. And then you're going to put on some beefy incinerates. And that's kind of the cycle that you want to do. So it's a lot of power, a lot of specials. And combine this with Mystic Dispersion. If your opponent has a lot of buffs, it's just even more power. It's really great. So let's go get into some gameplay and where I can really show you guys what I'm talking about. Alright guys, so the first piece of gameplay is just jumping into Act 4, the Venom boss here. We can go directly to him and, a fight with a lot of buffs. Let's just have a little bit of fun to start off with. So he has 10 linked nodes. Gonna jump right in here with Doom. And so you're going to be able to see how we chain the heavies and everything. So I think we go for a full 4-hit combo and then boom, drop the heavy attack. You can see it's an easy guaranteed in because of the passive stun. Boom, look at that, man. And because we had the synergy, it becomes a guaranteed crit. So that's super duper nice there. So you see I'm pushing up his power and then I drop my L2 and boom, look at my power. I'm already at 2.5 bars. We got some power from Mystic Dispersion, but a lot of that power just came from the L1. Because he had power, so we're stealing a whole bunch of it. So you can see Venom had a ton of power when I used this, but it's okay because he's going to be stunned, guaranteed stun after this for 2 seconds, passive stun as well, so it works on stun immune. So look at that, we push him to 3 bars and then boom, we throw a combo of light attacks. He's not at an L3 anymore, drop our L1 and then boom, drop our L2, and just look at this damage. Look how quickly we're cycling off these special attacks. And those incinerates just did the job and finished him off there. So that's kind of the cycle that you want to get going with Dr. Doom. It took me a little while to really get used to it, to practice it and everything like that. So next up, let's go to this Hyperion fight first. You can see we scrolled through a couple Winter Soldier fights. So those Winter Soldier fights are, I did one without suicides. No, sorry. I fought him. So originally, I was using Dr. Doom without suicides, and man, I was not feeling too good about it. I was like, wow, Dr. Doom does not hit hard at all. I thought he was a bit of a wet noodle. And then, you know, I was thinking, let me try out suicides, and I put on suicides, and it definitely got better. And then, you know, you also have to remember that this is a rank 3 champion, and I think Doctor Doom is going to be the type of champion that really scales a lot better as a rank 5. He really needs the stat raises from being ranked up. He has a good kit, really good power control, not like it's good power control in a different unique type of way, like a straight up power lock from magic, you know, that's great. But Doctor Doom, you know, you want to push the opponent to 3 bars, to 2 bars. And then Alliance War, I feel like that's good. And you also have the safety net of the passive stun on the L3, and then you'll be in Aura, and then your light attacks will be draining power, and then your L1 will drain a ton and give you a ton of power. So I think he's really going to be the type of champion that you want to bring up to rank 5, of course. It's kind of hard to do the rank 3 justice, you know. But yeah, so I put on suicides and I started to feel a lot better about using him, and it's a little annoying because he's not the most suicide friendly because you want to be throwing specials and stuff, but again, I think once you get into rank 5, you know, you won't need suicides as much to really see the good damage output. But yeah, so I did 2 Winter Soldier fights. I recorded both of them, and one of them was normal Doom with suicides, and one of them was when I killed off my whole team to get the 40% extra attack. So we'll just watch the one with the increased attack. So this Hyperion, man, this is in 6.2. This node is bugged. It has to be bugged. The Mystic Conditioning node, I think it's called. It's really weird. It like makes some of my abilities not work sometimes. It's supposed to just lower the chance to nullify buffs, but like I'll like won't even power drain him sometimes when I'm supposed to. I don't know. This node is so weird. It's weird with Clairvoyant. It's weird with Sim Supreme. I don't know. But yeah, as you can see, he's a really good option for Hyperion, especially with the Awakened ability, because you actually take his, you see we just took his power gain buff right there. So that's pretty cool. And yeah, the Hyperion goes down. Dr. Doom, pretty solid option for Hyperion. Now, let's go watch the second Winter Soldier fight. So this is the one with the fully KO'd team. So the one without the fully KO'd team, I believe it took 242 hits to take Winter Soldier down. So we'll see what it takes with the fully KO team now. Without 242 hits, with the fully KO team, we'll see. But yeah, as you can see here, this is just, you know, really trying to get down his combos and everything. But like aesthetically, dude, Doctor Doom, some of the coolest animations in the game. Like look at just his shield when he's blocking. Look at his basic attacks. You see the green, you see the lightning. It just looks so cool. Just the slapping him with the heavy attack. It feels so satisfying. Just chop them. And then the L3 animation as well. You take them to Bavaria, is that what it's called? I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, you take him to his home country, put him on his castle, and he just blasts them. And when I was first playing Doctor Doom, I was like, oh my god, the Fury is permanent. I'm like, oh yes, okay, that's really gonna help his damage. You know, like I was like, oh, this guy's damage, not that good. But oh, it's a permanent Fury that stacks up to 2. Oh, okay, dude, Doctor Doom's gonna be so good. I'm like, wait, where'd my Fury go? Because it's about to expire. I'm like, oh, it expires with the aura. That kind of sucks. But yeah, as you can see here, this is kind of the cycle that you want to get going. Once you kind of play Doom and get used to it, it's not as bad. It takes a little bit of practice, as any champion should. But yeah, you can just keep getting those karate chops. And so I think right here he's at an L3. So now I'm gonna drop my L3, and then he's gonna be stunned with the passive guaranteed stun for 2 seconds. We're gonna go medium, medium, and then medium, light, 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 light. And then we're going to be power draining and actually power stealing, and that actually puts us to an L1. So now we can drop this L1, and then this L1 pushes us almost to an L2. And we're going to go ahead and drop this L2 and just go for some big damage here. And the L2 is unblockable, and so is the L1 as long as the aura is up. So unblockable special attacks are really, really nice. I love a champion with unblockable specials like Ghost, you know, Corvus. They're really nice. So here we drop the L1, and boom, he was at 3 bars of power. Now he's below 2 bars, and boom, we're at 2 bars of power. Like, just that power steal is so crazy with the L1. It's awesome. And with that synergy we had, you can see we don't have the poison and bleed debuff on us anymore. The bleed debuff probably expired a while ago, but the poison one, you can see we shrugged it off because of that synergy. So that synergy helps if you're going to be running suicides with Doctor Doom. He's not the most suicide friendly, but he's not the most suicide unfriendly either. It's, you know, it's, he's, yeah, you can use a couple of potions to heal him up, you know. But you know, you can see the damage is it's pretty good with the fully KO'd team, but you're not going to be doing that all the time. And like in an alliance war, well, you don't want to KO your team in alliance war, but let's say you do. That's only, you can only bring 3 champs, so that you'd only be able to get 20% from KO teammates in like Alliance Quest or Alliance War. But as you can see right there, you can actually chain the heavy attacks against the wall as well, as long as he doesn't have a bar of power, so that's cool. It's pretty nice, just karate chop. But I didn't think I would like the play style of doing that, because I don't really like doing it with Wasp, but it actually flows pretty good with Doom. And it's really easy to get those staggers up, and it's like, it's more reliable than Sim Supreme in a way, because you know, Sim Supreme, it's kind of it depends on what stage he's on, but it's never 100% chance to apply those staggers unless it's from his signature ability. But that's only like certain, I think it's like every 10 seconds or something. But with Doom, it's really easy to apply those staggers. So you know, if you need to get a bunch of staggers up in a fight, you know, you can just focus on that. I like that more control ability of the champion. But as you can see, Winter Soldier is almost down here. I think we clock in about 200 hits or so. Drop the L1, he's blocking, doesn't matter, we're unblockable. I really love that. And then Karate Chop, boom, into L2. Again, it's unblockable, so I just throw it. I'm not scared. Boom, apply a bunch of incinerates, and down falls Winter Soldier. So that was 202 hits. So, you know, not too bad. So overall, my thoughts on Doom. I like him. I didn't really like him at first, but you gotta play him. You gotta get more used to him. I don't know if he's the best Mystic champ. He's definitely up there. I really need to play him at rank 5 though. At rank 5, I need to see the damage, what he's doing. I don't like how low the crit rate is. I do like his block proficiency though. This block proficiency is really good. And we also got to see what kind of synergies he's going to have with Mr. Fantastic. So don't forget about that. So I'm sure it'll be pretty good. Like, think about it this way. You know, Captain Marvel, Nick Fury. Captain Marvel on her own, you know, she's good. With Nick Fury, dude, she is so good. So, you know, maybe Doom will get a really nice synergy with Mr. Fantastic. I don't know. I'm really excited to see the full Fantastic Four synergy, too. That's going to be crazy. Like, because the team could be the Fantastic Four, right? All 4 of them, and then Doom. Like, that could be a questing team. That could be a Legends run team, maybe. I don't know. But I'm excited to see that. Overall, I like Doom. I'm probably going to go for him. Probably going to try to get him. That prestige is just disgusting. So, yeah, let me know your guys' thoughts on him. I have a couple ideas for some other videos I'm going to start working on. If there's anything specifically you guys want to see, go ahead, let me know. I was thinking about 6.2 champion boss when I was first reading his abilities, but I don't think he can cut it at rank 3 damage wise. Be a very long fight. I think I need to take him as at least a rank 4. If we get him at rank 5, then for sure I'm gonna go try to solo the champion boss. But yeah, any other ideas, anything you guys want to see specifically, let me know. Thank you so much for watching this video. Drop a thumbs up if you did enjoy. Subscribe, like some more content. Thanks so much for watching. Share with your alliance mates. Doom's coming, guys. Peace.